Hey y'all, welcome in. Pull up a seat and let's get this video started. Hey y'all, I'm sitting here watching Kathy's new video. She just put it on here 5 hours ago. It's about the eviction notice. I don't know why and how I did not catch this. There is no way, shape, or form that Eric and Patrick can get an eviction notice for BJ when they are not even on the deed, not the lease, but the deed to the property, house, whatever. However, this crap of the Whitakers don't even own that land. Who come up with that? Let's see. Who was it? Eric. Eric's the one that came up with that. Has anybody thought to go to the Riley County Courthouse and look up the deed? And me and my husband was just talking about this again last night. They would have already escorted them off the premises. The county sheriff's department would have escorted them off the premises. How have they been living there since 1959 if they don't own the land? Sorry, it's not gonna happen. We own 2 houses. I don't care what anybody says. I know how they do it in West Virginia. We lived in West Virginia. We had 2 houses. One we lived in, one that was empty. It was my husband's aunt's house. And she gave it to him before she passed away. Well, we had some squatters break in, and the lady from the courthouse told me they get a hold of you quick when they find out someone is in that house. And code enforcers, and there's code enforcers and oh gosh, I can't think of tax assessors. Sorry, I couldn't think of what they were called. Tax assessors that go, and they don't think that they're gonna skip over a house. They're not. Oh, believe me, they're not, because West Virginia is gonna get their money. They're gonna squeeze every nickel and dime out of you that they can. Believe me. But back to this eviction. Eric cannot get an eviction for BJ. Neither can Patrick. They cannot stand up in behalf of the Whitakers, period. He would have to have all sorts of documentations in front of him. And how did he do that? Being in Georgia. And Patrick was in the hospital when this eviction supposedly took place. Okay. The only way that either one of them could have got an eviction notice for BJ, one, they would have had to have a lease agreement with BJ. BJ don't need a lease agreement. That's family land. 2, Eric or Patrick or both would have to be guardianship over, they'd have to have power of attorney over the Whitakers, and not just one, because all of the Whitaker kids, was left the land, the property, the house, which it burnt, they said it burnt down, but the house, everything was left to all the children. And more than likely, and I'm more than sure that, because back in the day, when they would pay off their property, the elderly people, because I remember my first father-in-law, as soon as he paid off his house, he got it homesteaded, which means can't nobody come in and get it. Which means, because he was disabled and retired, and he was disabled because he was working at the steel factory, and he got struck by lightning. He was disabled and retired, and my mother-in-law, she was, hold on just a minute, y'all, sorry. But anyways, y'all, that was Roy Boy calling me from his bedroom. Anyways, yeah, they're not, they don't have power of attorney over any of the Whitakers. They don't have, and they would have to have power of attorney over every single one of them. It's going to get dark in here. We keep our lights off, especially during the night and stuff. But anyways, hold on one more time. Anyways, I'm sorry about that. Anyways, they would have to have, like I said, they'd have to have power of attorney over the entire Whitaker clan that are still alive. And we know that it's more than just Betty and Larry and Kenny that's and Lorraine that's still alive. She has, if you remember, she was telling Mark that they have a sister that lives in another county, and they also have another sister that lives down the holler. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Kenny or Larry, I have to go back and watch again, but I do believe they got another brother that is still alive. And I forgot about Ray too. Ray, yeah, Timmy's the only one that's the nephew, and BJ's the niece. Okay, so anyways, yeah, they would have to have power of attorney over every single living Whitaker child that is still alive. They don't have that. They do not have that. That is so cool. Sorry, but I had to show y'all that. But are you okay? Be back. All right, y'all. He's okay. He was coming out of the bathroom and stomped his toe on the door frame. But anyways, like I was saying, yeah, there's no way, shape, or form that they could have got an eviction notice for BJ because, yeah, they're not the landlords. They are not the family's power of attorney. They don't have all the documentation that they need. And then Eric has claimed in one video that the land don't even belong to the Whitakers. So how is he getting an eviction notice? And I don't even understand how he got a restraining order on behalf of Betty, because I had to get a restraining order on someone, and nobody could do it for me, because I had a friend that was going to do it for me, and they had to have me come in and do it. But I didn't go to court. I didn't proceed it, and I dropped it. Like a dummy. But, you know, it is what it is. But, anyways, yeah. They could, and restraining orders, eviction notices cost some money. They cost money. I could not file an eviction notice, but I did. Now, you can pick up a paper, and I guarantee you what he did is he probably printed it off of the computer, and he probably had somebody sign it to make it look legit, which BJ's not, she's not dumb by no means. BJ's pretty slick. She's pretty smart. There's not a county or state seal. There's no notarization to it. If he did give her a eviction notice that he come up with, you gotta have the clerk, the county clerk, to notarize, seal it, and everything to make it legal. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the deputy sheriff, the sheriff or magistrate in West Virginia has to sign on it too. So I don't know how I did not catch that, y'all, but I did not catch it when he kept talking about which I don't really listen to him too much anyways. When he comes on, I flip off the video. I cannot stand him. He is bad news, and people are praising him for calling APS and splitting his family up. Let me tell y'all something. The ones who think that, well, the Whitakers are better off being separated, being taken by APS, that's bull. I could tell you right now, that is bull. And they were doing so well all these years. Let's see. Betty said her mom died in either 1981, 81, or 82, somewhere around there. So you're talking over 40 years she's been taking care of her siblings. I don't care if she was younger. I don't care if she is getting older. It's not like she's running after children. She's not running after anybody. And it's just like Kathy said, you know, there are other people in the family. Why? I don't understand how Eric is trying to boost himself up with all these lies, saying that the state is begging him to take the Whitakers, to take Timmy, to have custody of him. No, they would not. And I'm telling you right now, it don't matter to the state of West Virginia. If you've been in jail, been arrested, got a misdemeanor, or got a felony. If it's your adult sibling, your uncle, it doesn't matter who it is. If it's your family member, as long as it's not a small child, and your felony is not the P word. I don't know if I could say that word on YouTube, but as long as it's not that, you could even get children. I worked with a guy out in the oil field. He had a first-class felony. And because somebody broke into his house and was hurting his daughter, and he unalived him. And so, yeah. He served his time in prison. They let him out because it was self-defense, but they gave him prison time. And he had a first-class felony of unaliving him. And he still got custody of his daughter. He's got full custody of his daughter. But, yeah. State of West Virginia don't care about, things like that. They don't even care about drugs, to be honest. A girl that we know just gave birth. I can guarantee that baby had something in its system. West Virginia don't care. I knew a woman who gave birth and the baby was addicted to crack, heroin, some type of drug. I don't know. I don't know the drugs. I've never dealt with stuff like that. I don't know. But she still got her kids. She got all her kids. But like I said, the house being hoarded, the porch being dirty, stuff like that, it's not going to bring APS in to seize a family and take a family away. I believe in my last, or one of my videos, when I was talking about the phone call, about what Eric, or what Patrick's friend said Eric said, I believe that. Now, I believe that. But I think the Whitakers needs to go home. And like I said, I still would go get them. Still will. I know they're not going to leave West Virginia. They're not. And Lord God knows I'm not moving back to West Virginia. No. No, ma'am. But, yeah. But that's all I had to touch on is, that, eviction. Because, like I said, I was watching Kathy, which is, deep dive, what is it? Deep soul dive study. I can't remember exactly how you say the name of her, I'll tag her to this so that way y'all can go see her video. It's about the eviction. Y'all go check her out. And if y'all not subscribed to her, y'all go subscribe to her. She's pretty spot on. She is pretty spot on. Well, y'all know I don't like Eric. And I had somebody ask me in one of my comments, what did I think of BJ? Yes, I think BJ's done a lot of wrong. I think, honestly, I do think that BJ is missing her aunt, her uncle, and her cousin. I believe wholeheartedly that she is missing them. Do I think she's still on the druggeries? As as Foosh says, the druggeries. I don't know. If she's doing anything at all, I think it's the Puff the Magic Dragon. If you know what I mean. I think if she's doing anything at all, I think that's it. Because I seen one video where she was sitting there with her dad and Betty, and they were talking about something. She was on a video, and she was doing the normal BJ, not head nodding, kind of leaning over and stuff. Could tell you right now, after seeing how people act in West Virginia when they're on something, if they're not on it but they're addicted to it, she doesn't have those, those traits. She doesn't do the things that she, a person like that would do. The only reason I know how they act is because, like I said, I had jobs in West Virginia. I worked at Sam's Club, and we had a lot come in because the methadone clinic was close to. It was just down the road from Sam's, and they would send in their medicine to Sam's Pharmacy, and because Sam's Pharmacy could fill that prescription. And so we would have people from that clinic come and get their prescription. And there was one that was 3 months clean, but still had the, what? Yeah. They still had the traits, the symptoms of, what they do, the picking and the biting on their fingers, and fidgeting and shaking. And okay, I should have tried this when he was at school, but anyways, the life of a mom. But anyways, oh yeah. So I know how their actions and everything is. I didn't snub them. People. There was one woman that I worked with. She would not say hello, welcome to Sam's. If it was morning time, she wouldn't say good morning. She wouldn't say good evening. She wouldn't say thank you, have a nice day. She wouldn't say nothing to them. She'd just turn around, just snub them. I didn't do that because I'm going to tell you something. People make mistakes. And I know putting that stuff to your lips or putting that in your veins and whatnot, that is your choice to do it. It is a choice. But sometimes that decision to do it because of peer pressure, or, somebody's told you, hey, it's not going to be addictive, it's not going to do this to you, it's not going to do that, it's just going to take away all your worry and stress and blah, 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 blah. That's where the mistake is. That's the mistake. The mistake is to believe in people when they tell you, that this is going to help you out. Your choice, is to believe that person and go ahead and do it. So I think people, no matter what, they deserve kindness and care, concern. They deserve that. When they're trying hard, because if they wasn't trying, they wouldn't be going and I'll go to this methadone clinic and get clean. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the rehab clinics that I know of in the area where I live, and they're not worth a crap. I'm just gonna say, one of my husband's family members went to the rehab in the area we lived in, and they're no good. You'll come out more addicted than you was when you went in. So honestly, to get off that mess, methadone clinics is about their only option, to be honest. And but do I think Betty or BJ is on that stuff? I don't think she is, to be honest. And I do believe that she deserves another chance. Because when she's not on that stuff, she loud. They all loud. Hell, my family's loud. But that is Cajuns for you. They loud. But I think if something was to happen and Betty would need somebody to help take care of the family, BJ's right there. She's got a younger sister that lives down the road, and that sister is about the same age as I think she may be a little bit older than Kenny and Larry, because I know Kenny and Larry is like, I think, a year or 2 years apart. He might be She may be in between them if they're 3 years apart. I can't remember. I have to go back and watch Mark's videos again. But I know they were talking about her living down the holler. There's more than enough family members to help Betty out if she needs it. And who's to say they're not helping her? There's not a 24/7 video camera on them constantly videoing their whole entire life. And I wish Taylor would have kept his nose and everything away from the Whitakers. I really do, because I would have loved to see Mark get that TV show started for the Whitakers. I really, really would love to have seen that. But now that all this has happened because of that city boy from Georgia, yeah, I don't think that would be a grand idea. Which, do I see a movie from Lifetime coming from all this? I see it. I see it. I see big documentaries coming out too. So I think Eric should just go kick rock somewhere. And I think what should happen is BJ needs to take her dad. And I mean, I'm not telling them what to do. I'm just saying what I think they should do. Well, what I think they should do. They need to go get a lawyer. See what grounds they have to take Eric and Patrick to court. Because there's too many videos of Mark's and everything, and I don't care what Eric says, I don't care what anybody says. You can have stained up clothes and they be clean. Betty was constantly washing clothes. That clothesline stayed full. They ate. They wasn't malnourished. Ray was not malnourished. Not in the least. That man was not malnourished. Some people just have a higher metabolism than others, even at an elderly age. He could have Graves' disease, like me and Sissy. But that's all I'm going to say on this video, y'all. I may drop another video today, but I'm going to get him, I'm going to get ready, I'm going to get him ready, and we're going to head out the door. And I love y'all. I will see y'all in the next video. Y'all, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And y'all, I do appreciate y'all. I appreciate all my subscribers. I love y'all. I mean it. I'll see y'all in the next video. Did it get your nose?